Well, welcome back. Now, this exclusive here on Fox Business, Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton announcing he is launching an investigation into TikTok. As I've been reporting, drug cartels are using the Chinese-owned app TikTok to target American teenagers, offering them cash to smuggle illegal migrants and illicit drugs into the United States. Texas is now fighting back, concerned about the company's reported involvement in smuggling and sex trafficking. This morning, the state's AG issued the company a civil investigative demands. This CID oftentimes suggests a lawsuit is coming. This is an order for TikTok to give more information on its policies and practices. Joining me right now is the Texas Attorney General himself, Ken Paxton. AG Paxton, thanks very much for being here. Tell us about this CID and what it is suggesting.
Yeah, so you were on the border when the governor brought this up, and we've also had other reports of TikTok, which is a video-focused social networking platform. And they supposedly are recruiting teenagers through TikTok and the cartels and using it to smuggle people, drugs, and it's part of the whole infrastructure potentially of the cartels using the border for all kinds of profitable activities that are bad for this country.
So, I mean, people are getting paid $1,000 a head. We're showing pictures of what we found on TikTok and also from the Texas Department of Public Safety, where these drug cartels are putting pictures of stacks of cash so that young teenagers can respond and become the getaway cars. What are they doing? I'm told that they're picking up, illegal migrants and driving them from the border to Houston, and then we don't know where they're going once they're in Houston, and these kids are getting $1,000 a head.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty easy. This social networking platform allows the connection between the cartels and usually teenagers in Texas to connect and then meet the people that have been smuggled in, and then they transport them. And as you said, we have no idea where they're going. But these CIDs are civil investigative demands, are just questions for TikTok to find out what their policies are, to find out what their experience has been, whether they know about this, if they have known about it, whether they've reported it to law enforcement. So we're going to find out what's really going on, because obviously we don't want companies participating in human smuggling, sex trafficking, and drug trafficking.
Yeah, I mean, and the incredible thing is that TikTok is owned by a Chinese company. So again, we have China working against the United States.
Yeah, and this obviously is not the first time. We know that we've got all kinds of problems with China. The cartels work with the Chinese on importing fentanyl, which is killing thousands of Americans every year. So it wouldn't be surprising to find out that they also have a platform that helps them smuggle people and use it for sex trafficking.
What is taking place at the border, AG, at this point? I got a couple of texts from some border sources overnight, and one of them is this, that he's telling me about some of the people that were being detained. They are forced to put these people back into the country, but what they've seen is that record checks and processing checks during regular checks, they revealed that the subjects had previous convictions for aggravated criminal sexual assault. Is there any way we can know who we're letting into the country and putting into the population? If we don't have their records in their home country, all we really have is what we can have on their records from the United States.
Yeah, look, I am convinced the Biden administration knows about some of these people. They don't know about everybody because they're not trying to know about everybody. But even if they know they have a criminal background, I don't think that necessarily precludes them from coming into this country, because I know that people are being transported on planes through Homeland Security with criminal arrest warrants as their form of identification. I would have never believed that was possible in this country. But the reality is the Biden administration wants illegal immigration so badly, they're willing to sacrifice the fact that a lot of these people have COVID and they're spreading COVID. They're willing to sacrifice people dying from drug overdoses, and they're willing to sacrifice people being transported illegally around this country who may be criminals.
I mean, record numbers of illegal migrants, record numbers of illicit drugs flowing into the country through this wide open southern border. In New Mexico, a migrant from Ecuador was just arrested. He was trying to cross into the country again, but he was previously convicted of sexual assault of a child less than 9 years old, had been deported in 2018. A.G. Paxton, if we know this is happening, why isn't the administration doing anything about it? And all of these secret flights that we know about now, our cameras have captured them, where they're bringing and they're transporting migrants from the border on a jet to whatever city they want. Even when I was at the border and I spent time with you there, I spoke with migrants myself. One of them said to me, oh, I'm going to Boston. Another one said, I'm going to San Francisco. Somebody else said, well, I'm on my way to Miami.
Yeah, I think your question goes to the heart of the whole issue. Why would they allow this? And they've got to have a reason. And, you know, all we can do is surmise, because they're willing to betray the American people. They don't, as you said, they don't disclose these flights. There's also buses that are transporting people all over Texas. And I know from law enforcement, they release them into the city and then they just disappear. So that is happening all over the country. So as you know, every state is becoming a border state. And it's going to be affected by human trafficking and sex trafficking and drug trafficking. And the reality is, why? I mean, the only thing I can come up with is they want to get as many illegals in here, give them amnesty so that they'll vote for them. Or the second idea is potentially that they want these people in Republican states because we're so successful with our policies, and this makes it a lot harder for us to be successful because there's so many social and economic costs to the states that have to deal with this issue.
Another border agent told me that subjects are coming up on terrorist watch lists every day on a daily basis. Our agents, here's what he just wrote me. Our agents know that another 9/11 is inevitable. It's only a matter of time. AJ, I want to end on your TikTok CID here, because I'm reading that as one example of the TikTok situation, a 19-year-old TikTok star died in a fiery crash outside of San Antonio last September, and 3 other individuals, they were believed to be smuggled into the United States from Mexico. So you've got lots of examples of how they are getting through because of TikTok. Are you going to file suit against TikTok?
So typically they usually have a couple weeks to answer our questions, and I think the date we gave them was March 14th. So we're going to get the information back, and if we see something that we believe is a violation of our state law, whether it's a violation of our consumer protection laws or whether it's a violation of our human trafficking laws or other laws, we'll definitely pursue that not just that investigation, but we'll pursue them in court.
Well, we know that there are plenty of violations against human rights at the border. Have you heard from President Biden at all in all of this? 2 million people apprehended at the southern border in the last year, up to 1 million gotaways that we know of. What has the president said about this?
You know, I've been actually shocked that we've had almost no communication that I know of. I don't think the governor's talked to him about this, other than maybe to suggest it in person. But there's been no communication. There's no information coming back to us. As you said, these flights are all secret. I don't think the president wants us to know what's going on. They tried to hide the numbers for January, which have gone up. They've quadrupled since President Trump and even doubled since last year with President Biden. The only reason we got those numbers is because we have a lawsuit against them, and the judge made him turn over the numbers that they're supposed to be reporting about how many people are crossing the border illegally. So there's no transparency here. The president doesn't want the American people to know about it, so he doesn't talk about it, and he doesn't provide information to help us prevent crime in our country.
All right. Wow. A.G. Paxton, thanks very much for your efforts. I think you've sued this administration. Is it 22 times?
Yeah, we're up to 22. We're in 29 lawsuits overall. Okay. So we're pretty occupied with dealing with the administration.
A.G. Paxton, thanks very much. We will see you soon. Thank you.